What is going on, my broskies? My name is Toadski and I am back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today, what we're going to be doing is playing through the 40 stamina version of the Buster raid boss, which is the brand new raid boss that just went live on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. And this raid boss, like, in my opinion, like, it's actually pretty difficult if you don't have the right units. Like, if you have Sengoku, Robin, and stuff like that, like, those units are just amazing against this raid boss altogether. However, if you guys do not have those units, like myself, it does make it a little bit difficult. So this is the team that I'm running with. It is basically a striker team that has the double HP from Aokiji and then the really nice multiply from the friend Captain Kid. And then you've also got Alvida and Smoker for damage reduction. You've also got Eneru for some awesome just quick damage, and then you've also got Golden Pound Usopp because he's just amazing. So first off, let's just get straight into it. So this first room here, all we're going to be doing is just doing some regular attacks, trying to take down the guys on the lowest cooldown so that we can get enough stall so that we can start activating our specials against the mini-bosses of this dungeon. So let's go ahead and just take down these guys here. We've already got a guy here on a 4-turn cooldown, which is really good for us. One thing that we really want to do in this first room as well is to try and look for some meat orbs. The meat orbs are going to be really good in the upcoming room against the turtles. So the turtles will do a little bit of damage to you. Unfortunately, aren't going to be getting any food orbs, which is a little bit of a shame. But yeah, that helps with conserving some health against the turtles because they do a little bit of damage to you, and you obviously want to be trying to stall as much as possible to get the specials ready. So as you can see with this room here, we've got one of every color. And we got 2 yellow ones, which is nice. We did end up getting 1 food orb, which is also really nice to see. So we're just going to be trying to stall as much as possible, getting at least our Golden Pound special ready for the upcoming rooms. So all we're going to be doing is just doing regular 4 combo attacks, and trying to manage our health correctly. And when we take a bit of damage, we're going to try and heal up with the food orbs that we get. So let's see how we go. So far, it's been okay. We're going to be taking a little bit of damage in this turn. This is going to be a little bit harsh. It would be nice if we could get a couple more food orbs. That would be really good. So we've got Alvida here with 1 food orb. If we could get at least 2 more food orbs, I think we'll be fine. But this is looking a little bit annoying at the moment. I did try out this team just before, and it worked reasonably well. The only thing is, it's not really like the fastest team to run this whole raid in, but it's a very solid team, and it works a lot of the time, so it just seems like the good way to go. I was also trying out a Gear 3 team. Gear 3 teams do work very well, but it is a little bit risky if you don't hit those perfects. If you don't hit the perfects, you pretty much auto lose. But with this team, you've got a little bit of health, so you do have a little bit of leeway in that. So now with this room, we have Shu. Now with Shu here, he's actually going to lower the attack of slasher characters for 5 turns. So if you have a slasher team, this is going to be your most difficult room in my opinion. But all we're going to be doing is taking down the guys with the lowest cooldown and then switching over to Shu. So we're going to take down the 2 guys at the front on a 1-turn cooldown, and then we're going to switch to Shu and do as much damage as we possibly can. So let's see how this goes. Trying to take down these guys here. Switch to Eneru, and then we'll go with this guy. And then we'll switch to Shu. Unfortunately, we didn't get to switch to Shu because my manual targeting was absolutely terrible there. But let's just target Shu this time because that other guy at the back is on a 1-turn cooldown. We're also going to pick up these food orbs here because, we want to try and conserve as much health as we possibly can. And then we just want to try and take him down without taking too much damage because that's going to be really bad for us. He's going to do 2,888 damage to us. Now this guy at the back is ready to be taken down. He's on a 1-turn cooldown, so we can aim him now. And then we can focus all of our attacks right now onto Shu. But make sure you do not make him fall under 20%. Otherwise, he will spawn all of the Marines back. So definitely try and focus on that and not get these guys under 20% because they all have really annoying effects. So make sure you do not do that. So we've got another food orb there, which is good to see. And we're going to go ahead and take him out this turn, which is awesome. And then we move on to the next room, which is very good. So very good is a little bit annoying because these guys that surround him, if they do get a chance to attack you, they will lock a unit that they're weak to. So for example, the red guy will lock a blue person on my team. So if I let the red guy live this turn, he's going to lock my Eneru and then so much and so forth. But what we're going to be doing is activating Golden Pound Usopp. So Golden Pound Usopp just stops that from happening, and it kind of just gives us a little bit of leeway in trying to take down Very Good because Very Good has a lot of health. So he's one of the more tankier bosses of this raid. So now we're going to be using our highest combo hitters first. So let's go with Golden Pound, and then we'll go Alvida, and then we'll go Smoker. We'll switch it up now. and then we'll be able to take down these guys. And then we get a whole bunch of turns to take down Very Good. So he does have a lot of health, and it will be a little bit of an annoying thing to try and take him down, but, you know, it is a safe team, this one, and it does work very, very well, so that's what we're going to be doing, and trying to focus our last hit being with Smoker, and hopefully we can get a green orb on Smoker. That would be amazing for us. And every 2 turns, he'll just change your orbs with a chance of getting bomb or bother orbs, so that is a little bit annoying as well. It does make things a little bit more challenging. But also, when you're challenging with this team as well, any food orb that you see, I would strongly recommend to try and pick it up. It'll just allow you to live even longer than you previously would. So always pick up those food orbs. They're always very, very good. And we want to make sure that with this guy, again, we don't want to make him fall under 20%, otherwise he will spawn all the Marines back. So as you can see, we've got him just above 20% there, and he will change all of our slots. Hopefully we get a decent orb on Smoker. Okay, this is actually fine. I think we'll still be able to take him down this turn. I think we'll still be able to take him down. We'll go Alvida. Yep. Aokiji, Eneru. And then we'll go Smoker, and then boom. Okay, so very good, has been taken down. Next one is Strawberry. Now, Strawberry is a very, very annoying unit in this dungeon because all these guys around him do a lot of damage. So what we're going to be doing first here is using Smoker, and Smoker for 3 turns will make it so that we take half damage, which is awesome. Now, even though we're probably not going to be taking damage from the Marines because we're going to take him down before that, it's still good to have it for when Strawberry attacks because he attacks for a decent amount of damage. So it's always good to block his attacks because he's very, very strong. And then we're going to basically just take down all these Marines, and then we're going to focus all of our attacks on Strawberry. You know, all of these rooms are very, very similar. They're just a bunch of Marines, take down the fodder ones, and then focus on the main one. But there is one coming up, I think it is actually straight after this one, that we do have to change up our tactics a little bit against Onigumo, because he's actually a little bit different, a little bit of different tactics that we have to do against him. So this is good here. We're going to use Aokiji, does a lot of damage, making sure we don't get him under 20%. I think we'll probably be able to take him down this turn, so let's try it and take him down with our final attacks this turn. Oh no, we're definitely not going to be able to take him down, so I just want to play it as safe as possible, making sure, you know, that we can actually take down these guys and we're not doing anything incorrect. We've got a lot of good orbs this turn, which is good to see, and then we'll be able to take him down this turn 100%. So let's go ahead and use Aokiji now, and boom. Alright, sweet. Alright, moving on to the third last room, we have the 6th room here against Onigumo. So Onigumo being a dex unit means that, you know, strength unit is going to be good against this guy in this room. Now, he activates that new debuff, which is the combo chain, you know, debuff thing, which means that your combo chain will not go above 2 times. So this is kind of the thing that makes Rayleigh teams a little bit less effective in this raid boss, is the fact that he'll actually implement that sort of effect. So what we're going to do here is we're going to activate Golden Pound Usopp. So that's going to be really good for us, as we're going to be able to get in a lot of turns against Onigumo here. And what we're actually going to be doing is focusing all of our attacks onto Onigumo. Now, the good thing about him being delayed here is that he won't activate his under 20% effect when he's actually delayed. So that is what we're going to be doing in this room, is just focusing all of our attacks on Onigumo, and then we can focus our attacks then on the surrounding Marines. So all we need to do is just activate all of our you know, orbs, you know, making sure that we're getting the most damage output that we possibly can. And we've also got Captain Kid there. If we don't get good orbs, he'll actually give himself a red orb, which means that, you know, we're going to be doing more damage with Kid on our team. You can switch up Kid for Virgo. I forgot to mention that at the start of the video, that if you have Virgo as like a friend captain, he also works, or if you have a Virgo and use a friend Aokiji, it works just the same way. But now we are pretty much home free. We can just go ahead and take down these guys. What I will do though is try and, you know, stall as much as we possibly can on this dungeon. I don't want to kill the one on 4 turns. We want to keep the one on 4 turns alive so that we can get the most stall possible. And we're going to take down these guys as well. And we'll focus on the other guy now. Boom. Okay, sweet. Okay, this is actually going really well. We're pretty much right there. So we'll go ahead and take down this guy now, and then we can take down the other guy. And then we'll move on to the second last room, which is Dalmatian. Now, Dalmatian, once we get to him, is actually a strength unit. Now, he'll activate a special debuff protector thing that only protects him against delaying. So you can, you know, lower his defense, you can poison him and stuff like that. The only thing you can't do is delay him in this room, which, you know, can be a little bit difficult. But what we're going to be doing is activating our 1000 Sunny, which will just knock out all of the units around him. And then we're going to try and take him down in these 3 turns. Now, sometimes you probably won't be able to do this, so you know, you might have to take a hit from him. He does close to 10,000 damage, which is really bad, but, you know, because Aokiji has so much health, it enables you to live, you know, a lot of the time anyway, so that's always good. But we're hoping for a blue orb on NL, but it doesn't look like we're going to get that, but at least we got some good orbs on the other units that we have on our team. So we'll use Alvida and then Aokiji. And we don't want to get him under 20% health, because if he falls under 20% health, he'll do 30,000 damage to us. So, you know, that is something that you definitely have to, you know, watch out for. And we will take a hit because it's definitely looking very, very close. It was kind of risky. I could have tried to risk it and try to take him down in this turn, but I just didn't feel comfortable with doing that. So we're going to take a hit, you know, approximately, you know, 10,000. It was 9,800. And you know what? I think we'll be able to take him down this turn. So let's go ahead and attack with our strongest units last, and making sure Eneru is last. And then he'll be able to take down Dalmatian here. Boom. Alright, sweet. So now we move on to the final room of this dungeon, which is Momonga. So with Momonga here, he can be a little bit difficult. He's definitely probably the hardest of all of these raids here, of all of the bosses. So we're going to go ahead and activate Golden Pound Usopp here. Now, after the first turn, he's actually going to summon more Marines. So I wouldn't really worry about trying to focus on the guys behind him because they are delayed. The ones that he'll summon are not delayed, so you want to try and focus them on the second turn. So for this first turn, we're only going to focus on Momonga, and we're going to hit with our best units last, and making sure our Kiji is last. We're actually going to pick up this food orb here just for a little bit of recovery, and then we'll attack with our Kiji. Now, here we have Momonga here. As I said, he will call for some backup, summon some more Marines. We're going to focus on these Marines that are not delayed in this turn so that they do not do damage to us, because that will be a little bit annoying. So those guys are taken down. Then we can focus on Momonga right here. Now, what we want to do in this following turn is we want to try and hopefully get some good orbs. We got some amazing orbs right there. So let's go ahead and activate our Kiji special, which will lock all of our orbs for 2 turns and then boost the attack of our striker characters by 1.75 for 2 turns as well. So this will give us a massive amount of damage output in the following turns right here. We can activate Kid special if we had a bad orb as well to give him a matching orb. I can potentially activate Eneru's, but Eneru will knock out the Marines behind him, and what Momonga will do is if all the Marines around him are not there and he basically goes to the next turn, he will just summon them back. So you want to try and use Eneru when you're about to win the whole dungeon. So now we're just going to go ahead and you do some regular attacks and attack with our Kiji last, and then we'll be all ready, Gucci, ready to go. So let's go, our Kiji. Did some good damage there. Now what we'll do here is we're actually going to go ahead and activate, thinking about activating Smoker. We can activate either Smoker or Alvida here. I believe that, I think I'll actually keep the damage reducers for now, just in case if something comes up that we'll need them for. But I think we might be able to take down Momonga in this turn here. And then we'll go with Eneru. Yeah, we're definitely going to be able to take him down this turn, which is good to see. Boom! Alright, so Momonga's taken down, and then we're just stuck with 3 regular Marines, you know, for this last couple of turns. But all we can do here is activate our Eneru special, and he does 20,000 fixed damage, and then that'll put him down on really low health or nearly dead, and then we can just go ahead and then, you know, just do some regular attacks. So these guys are all dead now, pretty much dead, don't have that much health at all. And then we can go ahead, use our Kiji for the last hit, and boom! That was it. That was probably the longest raid boss video I've ever done on my channel, but, you know, this team does take a long time. However, it is a safe team, and I do recommend it if you guys are a little bit worried about this raid boss. Cooldowns don't really matter that much because you're stalling that much. The only things that I would recommend are having your damage reducers and Golden Pound Usopp like maxed, or as very close to max as possible. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video, and if you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to smack the like button down below, and if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, then make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.